Okay, so threats to democracy and our existence aside, this is where you can find a little fun in living through this nightmarish period of history. Think of it as our own, live episode of Succession. Huh? Huh? Makes it a little bit more bearable now, right? I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Basically, the biggest protection or guardrail that we have as a country is that someone somewhere is not going to want to give up their own power. Case in point, I was kind of wondering when SCOTUS would be like, hey, that's our job, that's our power, and step in maybe. Obviously, they could go the way of the GOP in Congress and just completely cede control. But even if people are getting what they want, it is difficult for selfish, power-hungry people to give up said power. It just is. So I was wondering when something like this would happen, and I gotta admit, it came a little bit earlier than expected. This was a few hours ago, you may have heard already. But Chief Justice Roberts came out with a statement, basically tut-tutting Donnie for trying to impeach judges that have handed down decisions that he doesn't like. Now, this is a pretty rare occurrence. SCOTUS judges don't tend to make statements publicly. Quote, for more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. Very true. In this specific case, Donnie was mad about the decision handed down, regarding the Venezuelans he sent to El Salvador despite the order. Then after getting in trouble for ignoring the court order, which was blatantly and honestly terrifyingly unconstitutional, he lost his mind right on schedule and demanded impeachment now. So, Here's the funny thing. Even though this sort of random public statement is very, very rare, it's not the first time they've had to do this. In 2018, during his first term, Roberts also had to issue a public statement basically defending the judiciary. In a very similar situation where Donnie was whining about things not going his way. Seriously, guys? It's crazy how much whining you all do. This is not manly or masculine, unless you ask women, but it's just so embarrassing. Also, in December of 2024, as part of the year-end summary, Roberts felt the need to include another warning about the dangerous cause to disregard court rulings. Wonder what made him warn about that. But anyway, where was I? Succession. As I've said before, the only place we can really hope to hold the line for democracy right now is in the courts. And so far, every win has been in the courts. And of course, this power is tenuous, and they're already ignoring court orders, which is just, that's it. That's the end of the checks and balances. However, we have yet to see them disregard a SCOTUS ruling. Not that SCOTUS isn't primed to do most of what he wants anyway. But this is where the ultimate power struggle is going to happen. All of SCOTUS's power hinges on the system working as designed. So, for the self-interested among them, where are they going to best see their interests served? In a world where they lose all legitimacy and power, but are on dear leader's good side, at least temporarily, or in a world where they preserve and protect the system of checks and balances. And if it's the latter, how hard do they fight for it and how? Like I said, Succession!